Zach Hess, after that first outing, everybody was wondering, after a whole winter of wondering, whether or not he could really be a starting pitcher. I think Zach Hess is clearly a Friday night starter now in the SEC, and he's going to give us a chance to win every Friday night.
Welcome to this week's edition of Tigers Roar right here on Pelican Sports TV. I'm Tommy Krysan along with Jordy Hultberg. A ton of things to get to tonight on Tigers Roar, as we always do about LSU. But for many years, 11 plus years this show's been going on, there's always been attention paid to the New Orleans Saints. Obviously, we're on in Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and New Orleans, and a time to really talk about the New Orleans Saints now as Tom Benson passed away last week, since we were last here on Tigers Roar, at the age of 90 years old. And there's been so much written, said, internet, social media, and the services are going on this week. There's a public service, there's a private funeral at St. Louis Cathedral. Jordy Hultberg, Tom Benson, someone you know from the days when you worked with the NBA team. Again, a lot's been said. I don't know what you and I could say that would add to it, but I do want us to both say some things about Tom Benson and what he means.
I don't think I've known a person who has been more revered, then more vilified, and then back to even more great status in one city than Tom Benson. They loved him when he took over. He took a moribund situation and made them into winners. And then when Katrina hit, and all the things that were going on with San Antonio and all that, and he was reviled. And then because with the NFL's help and all that, he came back to New Orleans. He has built up the city. He's built up the downtown area. He's made improvements to the Superdome. All the fact that he was getting that state subsidy, the people didn't like that, kept asking us and threatening to leave. But I think for the entire city, now he's a hero. He kept, I believe, basketball in the city with the Pelicans and the Saints. He has been willing to spend the money, get the right people, run a first-class organization, and the Saints are respected throughout the league. So we'll miss him, 90, but he had a self-made billionaire from Second Ward, St. Aloysius. I don't know if all of New Orleans loves Tom Benson, but I know Tom Benson loves New Orleans.
That's well said. Very, very poignant, very well said. And the whole, they played a year of games in Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge.
I remember him being booed.
He had a interaction with some fans, with some cursing and hollering and everything, leaving Tiger Stadium one day.
I was there. I saw it.
And what I think, and other people have brought that up, he was being a businessman. He was a very successful businessman in many walks, real estate, automobiles, many things. Mm-hmm. And he was just being a businessman. So you can't fault him for being a businessman.
Agreed.
You can disagree and, nobody wanted to lose the Saints. I mean, especially after Katrina. I mean, what else are they going to hang their hat on? But and then as I pointed out a couple of shows I've been on, the thing, too, I want to point out is there's probably a list 5 miles long of things he did for people, organizations or groups that never got publicity. He maybe gave some small organization a pickup truck that they might have needed, or he put a shed in at their playground so they could put the equipment in it. I mean, there's probably a long list of things of that nature that he did that never got talked about. Yeah, we know he gave money to, he's got his name on the field at Canton, Ohio, and I think it should no longer be
Incarnate Word in San Antonio. He's helped fund their whole athletic department.
I think Champion Square should become Benson Square, in my opinion.
Can we name it Benson Field at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome?
I mean, I don't think anything is too much with what he has done. In spite of the times when he maybe was not in favor of everybody didn't think he was the greatest, what he's done, he brought a Super Bowl to New Orleans. Yeah. And you and I were both around the first
never
time
thought I'd see it.
And we never thought we'd see him in the playoffs. There was a period when we were like, that team will never go to the playoffs. Yeah. All of a sudden they win a Super Bowl, okay? And, and then like you said, he not only did he keep the NBA in the city, but he said, we don't want that Hornet name. We want something indigenous to Louisiana.
That's right.
And came up with Pelicans,
And that's grown on. You're absolutely right. He loves New Orleans. And I've always said, if you're going to be critical of someone, take a walk in their shoes first and see what they're going through and try and figure out okay, wait a minute. Okay, let me look back and think about this. No one is perfect.
No one.
No one is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes, but I think in the long run, the good far outweighed the mistakes. And Tom Benson, again, he's kept professional sports in the city of New Orleans. He's gotten, the NBA franchise is a playoff contender this season. The Saints are perennial playoff contenders for the most part since he's taken over. So, we'll miss him. But what a life, 90 years.
He's going to be buried,
90 years young.
Buried right there in Metairie. Everybody wondered a couple of years ago what that big tomb
Yes.
going up was. Now we know it's
Now
his.
we know.
Okay?
Yes,
And
yes.
you go down I-10, you're going to see,
it.
his grave site. So, again, and it's a remarkable story. I remember hearing the story how he was sitting on the steps at St. Aloysius High School, which is now Brother Martin, combined with Koye Zoo.
Right.
And he told somebody he wished he could go to school there, but his parents couldn't afford it. Well, they figured out a way to get him in there anyway. The rest is history,
I admire the man. I mean, gee whiz, his empire is astounding.
Oh, he's a
Astounding.
billionaire.
Yeah.
I mean,
You ever see, if you go to eat in one of the restaurants at the lakefront, you'll see a nice little yacht parked there, just sitting there. That's Mr. Benson's, and it is quite nice.
yeah, I imagine
to
so.
say the least.
So anyway, and with the services being in the middle of this week, there's going to be a lot of stuff nationally and locally, and people can check into that. But we wanted to begin Tigers Roar with that for a man who is a key figure in Louisiana, obviously the city of New Orleans, and played that year in Baton Rouge, and we wanted to do that because we do talk about Saints from time to time here. It's Tigers Roar, and it's all about LSU sports, with the addition of things in Lafayette and New Orleans and other parts of the state when we can as well, Southern University, whatever it might be. So, and coming up a little later in the program, we'll hear from the president of the New Orleans Saints, Dennis Lauscher, and we'll hear from Ricky Jackson, Hall of Famer, and some of their thoughts about Mr. Benson. That was a couple of good clips that we got. Again, there's tons of that stuff out there that you can turn to if you want. Also tonight, we got to get into Will Wade. The season came to a screeching halt in Utah the other night.
That it did.
And
I told you about that altitude. Now I'm telling you.
Yeah, but no, it was the Utes putting the ball in that round thing, the basket, unlike they'd done all
early,
year.
often, and late.
Yeah,
Yes.
that we'll talk about that. Ed Orgeron, Tiger football team, had a scrimmage, which the defense posted a shutout.
Right.
Actually going to scrimmage again on Thursday of this week. So
They better not get any more kids hurt.
we'll have some of that. We'll have some baseball stuff. Coach Maneri takes 2 out of 3 in the opening SEC series. Lots of good stuff to have for you here on this week's edition
Sweet
of
16,
Tigers
we're going to
Roar.
talk college
Yeah,
hoops?
yeah, we got Billy Kennedy, New Orleans, St.
There
Holy
you go.
Cross,
There you go.
Southeastern.
Tough matchup, man.
They're only
Michigan.
like a 2-point underdog
Michigan.
to Michigan. LSU beat Michigan
LSU beat Texas A&M.
twice.
Twice.
Didn't they beat them twice?
Did they beat Utah?
No, they didn't
They
beat
beat
Utah.
Were they close?
No. That was over like 4
Let me
minutes
tell you
into
what.
the first quarter.
When they got when
remember
they
the-
got behind like that, it was spring break time.
Now, all right, let me ask you this question before we go to break. The NIT, as we know, doing the 4-quarter thing. You like that?
I do.
Dislike that?
I do.
Do you think the NCAA should adopt that?
I think they should. The one thing I do not like is after 5 fouls, you get to shoot 2 free throws in each period, and it starts over. So you commit 5.
there's no more 1-and-1.
There's no more 1-and-1. I missed the 1-and-1. I like a little bit more
The pressure.
pressure.
Yeah, I like the
a little bit
pressure
more
of
pressure.
you must make
so
the first.
5 fouls, 1-and-1, 7th foul, two shots. How about that?
Especially in the second and fourth quarter or second or
Something.
fourth quarter.
I like
the
the
pressure
1-and-1.
of you must make to get another.
I like the 1-and-1.
Remember the NBA used to
2 to
give
make
you
1,
3 to make 2?
3 to make 2. Yeah, 3 to make 2.
I mean, come
I don't
who
know.
thought of
I
that?
don't know who sits in the room.
Wilt
and-
Chamberlain must have thought of that
I
because he
know.
couldn't shoot free throws.
3
he
to
needed
make 2.
3 to make 2.
That was awesome. 3 to make 2.
So I'm agreeing with Jordy. I like the 4 quarters instead of the 2 halves.
I like the 3-point line move back a little bit, although it hasn't really affected
lane a little
anyone.
lot, no.
The lane, that doesn't really. What effect did that have?
Not
None.
much. That's
None.
the least effect. I like the shot clock going to 20 after an offensive
love
board
that.
instead of 30.
I love that.
Put a little more action into the game, a little more pressure on both. That's pressure on offense and defense.
Yeah, and since the NCAA has $1 billion in revenue, let's get a referee that all he does is like a tennis line judge, and he sits in a chair and watches the baseline, and another one watches the sideline, and then there's no discrepancy about in or out. Let's go. Don't need to go look at a TV monitor.
And
Just
when they
get it and
break
go.
the NCAA into sport divisions, I want you as president of college basketball. You good?
I would love that.
All right, a little overdue for a break, but we got plenty to go for you tonight on this week's edition of Tigers Roar. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account at Pelican Sports. YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting, where you can catch this program and other things we do and view it at your convenience. And as I've made a couple of announcements, new app coming soon. That's all I can say
Promise?
right now.
You promise?
Promise you, it's coming soon.
Okay.
You'll be able to watch Pelican Sports TV, be able to listen to WUBR.
Okay.
Coming soon. It'll be free.
I'm
And
counting on
I
it.
promise you, when it's ready to go, you're going to see more ads than you want to see on radio. You're going to hear them on radio, see them on TV. We're going to blow it up on
And it's
Facebook
gonna work.
and Twitter, and it's going to work just fine.
Hot
So
dog.
all of that's coming soon. Let's get to a break, come back, and a little bit more on LSU basketball, and then we'll continue with this week's edition of Tigers Roar. Do stay with us.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Jordy Hultberg for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Desire in your eyes, but you can't keep it in your heart. 'Cause misery loves company. 'Cause misery loves company. Cold and hungry like a dog in the street. I get a raw deal every.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. We continue with Tigers Roar. Of course, as we mentioned, LSU's basketball season ended out in Salt Lake City. The other night, they got blistered by the Utah Utes, who will advance to play onward into round 3. Jordy, let's talk about the season. Okay, they went 18 and 15.
We'd be playing basketball tonight if LSU had won.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
18 and 15.
Right.
They went 8 and 10 in league play. They were picked to come in 14th. They tied for 9th. 14 and 4 in the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. So lots of steps in the right direction. You throw in the recruiting class, Javonte Smart from right next door in Scotlandville, and the others that are coming in. The future is definitely bright.
Naz Reid's going to be the most impactful player that they have coming from New Jersey, a big kid that can do a little bit of everything. No question. It's like a contractor. You got to lay that foundation first before you can start building upward. And I think LSU's done that. They lose a couple of players. They lose Reith. They lose Epps, Anwasar. But a lot of key players coming back that have been acclimated and used to Will Wade's system. You're going to bring the influx of new, and I think you're going to see an entirely different style of team, a whole different style of offense.
He's more of his cards in the deck now.
Yeah, he's got things he can do and deal with rather than just setting that. Look, the best offense they had was running Reith up to the three-point line and setting the screen and letting Tremont Waters come off of it, penetrate, and try and do some things or shoot the three. I think you're going to see more of an inside game first to an outside game. So I would give, I can't give an A. I'll give an A- because they didn't get to 500 in the league, but still much improved from a year ago. You can see a system being put in. You can see a multiplicity of defenses being used. You put that all together, and it's pointing upward. There's no question.
All right. Here's the burning question.
What are the expectations for next year?
No.
Oh.
What's the highlight of the season?
The ULL win.
Okay.
No question.
You didn't hesitate.
No question. No question.
For all the factors.
For every reason about.
For all the factors.
And one thing I saw for the first time, there was a chippiness in the game, and LSU didn't flinch. They fought back. And it was good.
Okay, if it's an NIT win against Louisville, does it have the same flavor? No, it's because of the whole.
It's because of everything
Bob
that's said.
Marlin,
And look,
ULL,
congratulations to Bob Marlin, the
coach of the district,
coach of the
college,
district
yeah.
in the National Association of Basketball Coaches, along with Rick Barnes at Tennessee, Mark Few at Gonzaga, Tony Bennett at Virginia. Some big name coaches. So and a well-deserved honor on his part. They won 27 games. They won the league outright for the first time since 2000. But he stirred the pot, and I thank him for that. Because it actually got a lethargic basketball crowd kind of into it.
And you were there that
And
night.
I was there, got them into it, got the players into it, and it was a thoroughly enjoyable game and the highlight of the year in my book. And we've said it before. That one game won more people over to Will Wade's side than the entire accumulation of one season did. That one game. And he's sitting pretty good.
Speaking of basketball, MMM is what I called it on the radio. March Madness Magnified. What a tournament, Jordy. I mean, I'm sure you've already wore out the remote control.
I love it. It resumes on Thursday with the Sweet 16. But if you go back in history, this has all kind of happened before as well. Now, we've never had a 16 beat a 1, but we've had a lot of 11 seeds advance. LSU got into the Final Four as a 12 seed. So we've had all this before. Never the 16 beating the 1. But I think the Chaplain Nunn makes an interesting story, and there's a lot of fun to this. And, boy, you think John Calipari is smiling like a Cheshire cat? Because if he doesn't get to the Final Four, I'll be shocked. I will be shocked.
And not only did a 16 beat a 1, they crushed them. It's not like this was
20.
a couple of free throws down the stretch or they threw up a half quarter at the
20,
buzzer.
yeah.
They blew Virginia out the water.
And we've had some buzzer beaters. I mean, goodness gracious, Loyola Chicago back-to-back. It was not Custer's last stand. You had Boone from Michigan breaking the heart of Houston and on and on and on. But I'm going to tell you what. What? Go ahead.
You got Johnny Jones still coaching in the Sweet 16
talked to Johnny.
with Eric Musselman.
I
That's
talked
a
to
pretty cool
Johnny.
story.
They got a good team. They get to play Loyola Chicago next. But there's two teams that stand out to me above and beyond. Villanova's really, really good. They got those guards and that
NBA
leadership.
guys.
But nobody's got more MBAs than Mike Krzyzewski. Boy, do they look good. Only problem is if they keep winning, it'll be Villanova and Duke
In the
in one
semis.
semi.
Right.
So
They both can't win it.
both can't win it.
So anyway, it's been March Madness magnified, and it's been truly exciting. No question about that in any way, shape, or form. And, we still got Johnny Jones in there, Billy Kennedy, Mark Grant, who's a director for CBS Television, who's a Baton Rouge guy and a
Yep.
friend of you and ours. He's still in the tournament.
Right.
And there's a kid at Florida State, Prieto, Harrison Prieto, who is
I know that.
from St. Paul's High School in
Okay.
Covington, who's on the bench. He's a walk-on at Florida State, so he's still in the tournament.
How good did Billy Kennedy's team look? I loved it. And they blew North Carolina out from tip to horn.
Well, you know, A&M was ranked, 11th, 10th in the
No.
season? They went to 6th or 7th?
Yeah, they were like 5
And then
early
they had
on.
a couple of injuries, and then kaboom.
Then
And
they had a couple
LSU
of-
beat them twice. You know, Waters hit the shot over in College Station, and I was at the game when LSU drummed them in Baton Rouge. Wasn't even close. But if they can
look-
get back to playing like they were when they were 5, 6, 7 in the country.
But that's the thing. You never know what you're going to get with them. You just don't. They guard.
They got a couple of NBA guys.
Oh, Davis and Williams, no question. That little guard, left-hander,
And-
has gotten better, made them a better team. And then Hogue is starting to make some shots.
And I'd be remiss with mentioning another Louisiana guy, a friend of you and I's, Don Maestri, on the bench for Billy
Don
Kennedy,
Maestri, that's
longtime coach at Holy Cross in New Orleans.
I mean-
he went to Aloysius. How about that?
This is a great. I played against him when he was coaching Holy Cross. I remember vividly. It's just a great time of the year. And look, the NBA is rocking and rolling as well. It's just, people are getting their money's worth. Good
The
stuff.
ball is a bouncing.
Good stuff.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back. We're going to get to that other ball everybody around here likes. We got some video from Ed Orgeron after that first workout in pads and some comments, and then we've got some observations. Also coming up in a little while, Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com, who was at practice on Tuesday. We'll get a lot of stuff from Mike on that practice, as well as the latest on recruiting. So that'll be a little bit further along into the program, but we'll take a break, and when we come back, Ed Orgeron talking about LSU Tiger football. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan, spread the roar. You're watching Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Relief window, experience Relief window.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy, and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
We continue with Tigers Roar, reminding you about WUBR. I mentioned the new app a short time ago. You'll be able to get WUBR on it. Still on the TuneIn app. Not going to leave that. Either way, whatever's best for you. The daily local radio lineup with the gentleman on my left, Jordy Hultberg. The Budman, Buddy Sanji. Myself, Dave Scandaliato on Fridays. Hey, he won't go Good Friday. He'll go Thursday that week. Carlos Brown on Saturday mornings. Hey, a great thing at night. Louisiana Music Hall of Fame radio hosted by Mike Shepard, and we're about a week away from Major League Baseball starting. The world champion Houston Astros.
How about them?
Select games will be on the station here. WUBR, check it out. The great mixture of local and national programming, and of course the home of the Jim Rome Show and the Jim Rome Sports Minute every evening at 4:58. Jordy, tell the folks about your program in the Lafayette market.
Every afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. on 103.7 FM. That's KLWB, part of Delta Media in Acadiana. So come on, check us out.
Yeah, check it out. Always planning to talk about pro golf in Lafayette.
Chitimacha Open, yes.
That's Chitimacha.
Yeah.
I'm getting all the releases from Dan McDonald.
The web.com tour.
Appreciate him getting all that out.
They play over there at La Triomphe. It's a beautiful course.
I played that course.
There you go.
Not lately, but I have played it.
Very nice.
I've been over there for the tournament. When John Daly played a couple years back, I went over there and followed him around for a little bit.
You see a lot of the young pros that are on the tour now cut their teeth on the web.com tour and moved up. Sam Burns.
Yeah. So get on out
good
there
to see.
at the La Triomphe Golf Course right there in Broussard and check out the Chitimacha Open.
Don't ask
doing that for a long time
me
over
to
there.
spell it.
No, we can't. No, I can't.
me to spell
Neither to put together, we can't spell it. Ed Orgeron can spell Tiger football with one heartbeat or whatever he says. We got some comments from a few days ago with Coach Orgeron after getting his first look at those guys in the full pads and hitting and playing football, tackle football. Here's Coach Ed Orgeron.
Benson passed away. Louisiana icon, great man for the state of Louisiana, city of New Orleans. Had an opportunity to work with Mr. Benson. He's a very good man to know. He brought so much to Louisiana. He's going to be sadly missed. Now thoughts and prayers at LSU go out to his family and the New Orleans Saints. I know that in the NFL. Just what a great man, and he brought so much to the state of Louisiana. Okay, we had a very, very physical practice today. It was our first time in pads. We were in full pads. There was no tackling. There was a lot of one-on-ones. There's a lot of form tackling, a lot of offense versus defense, team run. The team run period, the offense beat the defense. We went 16 plays. And the offense beat them. We did some red zone. We put in red zone work, something that we, last spring, we didn't put in the red zone until maybe next week. We wanted to speed it up and get a better red zone package on offense, and I know we're going to have one. We have a great plan. We have a guy like Jerry Sullivan, Steve Ensminger. We're doing a lot of research in red zone routes and red zone offense to improve on our red zone. And we had some good things on defense. Guys made some good plays. It was very physical. We were challenged. We worked on the kickoff team today on special teams. It's good to see Coach McMahon out there. He's doing a good job of running everything. And then we worked on our punt. Very physical, energetic practice, very competitive. Tomorrow's the day off. They have a full day off tomorrow. They're excited about that. Saturday morning, we're going to meet at 9. We're going to practice at 10:30 on the field. Then we're going to go to the stadium and have a half a practice and a half a scrimmage. I'm anxious to see what we're going to get done. Obviously, we don't have a lot of stuff on offense end, but the basic plays, we want to do it. Guy that stood out to me was Clyde Edwards-Helaire today. Had a great day. Lenore Fournette had a good day running the football. Those guys did a lot of good things. Foster Morrow had a touchdown catch in the red zone. Jonathan Giles made a tremendous catch in the red zone. Racing McMack was really close. Was the questionable call, but we made a lot of plays in the red zone, and something I can see improvement already. Any questions?
Seeing
Jerry work with the receivers today? It looked like he was, detailing a lot with the footwork and route run. What's the biggest area of improvement you see within this wide receiver?
Jerry has the ability to teach the fundamentals, like you see the footwork, the route work, and according to the coverage, the guy's press is off. He has an answer to everything. We run a lot of what we call cover 4, and his 4 beaters has been kicking our butt in practice, making us do some different things. Obviously, the NFL experience he has, there's not a coverage that he hasn't seen. There's not a route that he doesn't know about. And the biggest thing that Jerry does, he takes his time and learns what each guy can do and puts him in that position. If a guy runs a Charles right the best, they can run a Charles right. If a guy runs a skinny post, he can run a skinny post. So he specializes in what our guys can do. Tremendous asset.
And have you seen Braden Blanco grow from the player he was when he got here to who he is now?
Technique, development, into it. I mean, he's always been into it. But his ability, he can play a 4 technique, which is a different technique than a 3. He plays a 6 technique sometimes. His pass rush is tremendous. His leadership, and now is his time. It's hard to practice a year and not play. And although he did practice very well, now is his time. He's stepping up. He's in great condition. I think he's going to have a tremendous year.
Him and Giles, how did you see them over the off year, kind of bond together?
Yeah.
How they kind of bonded because they weren't playing with their practice?
Well, a lot of time, they're not traveling with the football team, obviously, watching teams together. And really, I'm sure they pushed each other. Hey, although we're not playing, let's practice like we're starters, and which both of them did. That when it comes time to next year, that we're going to have a starting spot. And right now, both of them are starters for us.
It looks like D. Anderson has been kind of the front of a lot of the receivers drills the last couple of days. Where is he kind of falling?
He's in the mix. He's in the mix. We're playing 3 receiver sets, 4 receiver sets. He has a chance. He's an improvement. He's done some really good things.
I know it's real early, Ed, but you just mentioned it, doing the 3 and 4 receivers. When you have the first string out there, who are your guys that you're really looking at first right now?
We have Justin Jefferson, Jonathan Giles, and Stephon Sullivan. I'd say that'd be the 3 guys. Although it's not etched in stone, but I'd say those are the guys that'd be out there. D. Anderson would be 4th, and that would be it right there. Obviously, our young guys are coming along, and we have to get those guys ready because they're going to be ready to play. The way he runs the football, a tremendous balance. He has a big trunk, short, but he's hard, balance. He's hard to see, and he has cuts. Similar to some guys that had cuts here before. I don't want to compare him to anybody, not put too much on him, but he made some tremendous plays again today.
Coach, you said last Sunday you already had a graduate transfer for quarterback.
Yeah.
Positions that y'all
Possible quarterback, we're going to see. We have a couple of names. We're going to see what happens. We'll see what happens this spring. We're going to discuss that after spring.
And what kind of different dimension does the way your running backs catch the ball bring to this offense?
I do believe the reads that Steve's given them, everything's built on a route progression. Everything's built on the coverage. And there may be some certain coverages that we're going to give the ball what we call a check down. And a lot of NFL teams do it a lot. The Saints do it a lot. So we're working a lot on our check downs, according to coverage.
Coach Grant Delta missed on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Back out there. What's his status?
Yeah, he might be a week or 2.
Ed, the running back competition, how much is pass protection going to be?
Huge. Darrell's our best pass protector. You looked at, we gave Darrell the MVP of our football team. And Darrell was an every down back. Ran the ball well, caught the ball well, protect well. It was a good special teams player. So that's going to be important. I'll tell you a guy that made some plays today was Tate Provence. He caught a touchdown pass in the red zone and busted through it a couple of runs. He's fast. He does a good job. He has good vision of running the football, and he's tough.
What's kind of his role? How do you envision it? I know it's early.
learn the offense, get bigger, compete. We got a long ways to go, but what we see we really like. He's fast now. He may be one of our faster backs.
In the return game, did you see him?
Perhaps.
Are you
Perhaps.
returns? You know, punt, kick
Yeah, you know, Jonathan Giles would be returning. Justin Jefferson would be returning. I'd say those two guys right now. Clyde will be returning.
What's that?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Quarterbacks, what, just from today.
Yeah, I think we struggled a little bit in protection. We had some blitzes that came free, so they wanted to rest a bunch. But again, I saw all of them flash. Miles made a nice play for a touchdown. Justin made a big run. Lowell threw a couple of nice passes, scrambled. All of them about even right now, in my opinion. Nobody has stood out one way or another.
Coach, is Christian Fulton is he eligible? Where do you see him fit in?
Let's just wait and see on that.
Is anybody standing out in that position for everybody?
Excuse me?
Is anybody standing out in that position?
Yeah, Greedy.
Other than Greedy?
No. You know, there's some competition out there, and they're doing some good things. Guys are coming along, but we know where we want to be at that position right now.
Andre Anthony, I think for the first time in a while, he was out there full pads.
Yeah.
How is he looking and progressing?
He's coming. I would say Andre's about 80% healthy right now. He's still hobbling on that leg a little bit. He had a screw taken out his foot, and still it's not 100%, but he's practicing. He's big and he's strong and better than ever, but he's still hobbling a little bit on that foot, about 80%.
And he's with the Bees.
Yes, he's a B.
The F outside linebacker position, could you kind of give us a rundown there? Who's there? And who's
Yeah, you know, we got Michael Divinity, we got Ray Thornton. Those are 2 Fs right now. Let's see, I think that's it. Yeah, those are them. Yep.
Not moving anybody there. Are you good with that depth right there?
Excuse me?
You think you can move somebody else?
Well, we have some young guys coming in. You know, we got Trevez and we got Jarrell Cherry. You guys seen them out there. We got a lot of outside linebackers coming in. We think we had a great recruiting class there. So one thing about the F position, they don't stay on the field a lot because we play nickel a bunch. You know, they're in the base and we play nickel. The F position comes out. So that's why we don't put too many people there.
Yeah, Dave had mentioned last year he wished he could play nickel more, but he actually ended up playing the base more. But this year, you expect it to be the expect.
Well, it all depends what we got for corner. You know, those nickel corners, it's our third guy. So I know Dave's going to do a good job, but we need to play both. And we're going to play both. We're going to be more multiple on defense. We already are.
How's the position battle at center shaping up? Has anybody said?
Yeah, Lloyd's doing good. Lloyd's doing a good job. And I'll tell you, there's a guy to watch is Damian Lewis. Damian continues to shine. Well, obviously, when Sadiq gets back, he is going to be a tackle. And to me, Damian Lewis, if he keeps on progressing, has to be on the field. He may be a guy that could switch to center. Obviously, Lloyd and Cole are doing a good job, but D. Lewis, I guess D. Lewis about 330, and bench 315 times 10. The other day, very strong. And so he may be a guy we're looking at.
What did he play today?
He's guard. He's playing guard.
Right, okay.
He's playing guard.
Ed, you get this time of year, you have all the junior days and stuff here. I know you can't talk about specific prospects, but kids commit to you, and it seems like this day and age, after a couple months, they might decommit.
Yeah.
How do you handle that kind of as a head coach?
You know, this day and age, you know, it's what it is. And, you know, you try to make a calculated assessment of what you think the commitment is. I know some guys that are really strong. Some guys are here every day. That's a strong commitment. I do believe that some guys may make commitments and they may change their mind. Obviously, that's the way the game is right now. That's early recruiting. So you just got to stay with them.
One more for Coach.
Red zone, what are some of the things specifically that you guys are trying to tune up?
Well, you know, your red zone package is different than regular offense to me. And we're researching a lot of people. How you throw the ball, the routes, the formation you use, the personnel groupings that you use, what part of the field you're on. Are you in the red zone? Are you in the tight red? You know, bunch routes, mesh routes, corner routes, all things that I'm used to seeing in other schools I've been, backline routes. protection. All quarterbacks want to run in the red zone. Quarterback runs in the red zone. All things that give defense problems. Thank you.
Tiger football and media's only being let in for short periods of time. Can't see a whole lot, just a few things. But
are they letting the Gridiron Club into these scrimmages and all?
I think that and former players can get in. I don't know if it's scrimmage now. They can get in for practice now. I don't know if, and there's going to be another scrimmage on Thursday of this week, and Coach Orgeron's going to, they're going to close it to the media. There'll be no media viewing. And what I find interesting, and I think it's by design. Every time he or anybody talks about the quarterbacks, it's dead even.
Dead even.
Dead even. That's impossible to have three guys dead even, okay? But anyway, they're playing the game.
Keeping them all interested.
Keep them all happy. Keep them all working hard. I understand
That's
that
right.
part of it. And they don't want anybody transferring. If they came out and said, well, here's the pecking order, 1, 2, 3. Whatever they said, that number 3 guy, whoever it may be, is going to think, get on that old phone, where could I play next year?
And they don't, they're always... Every school has people that follow social media for all the teams that are on their schedule, and they're going to, not tip their hat in any way.
That's part of it. And then, there's been a lot of other talk about a lot of things with it, and we're getting very little in the media. But it is
fine.
LSU football. Yeah, it's spring practice.
We're going to, when they go play in Dallas against the University of Miami, we'll see who's playing.
Yeah.
What does it matter beforehand?
People have a passion.
I know they have a passion. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So anyway,
when it counts, you'll see
Saturday,
who's playing.
April 21 will be the spring game. More details will be released about that. It will be on television.
I wish they do away with that.
I think
just have another scrimmage
in a hurry to do away.
Just have another practice.
With the spring game.
It's just a joke.
Well, spring game used to be a valuable tool, but like 8-track tapes, it doesn't matter anymore. Okay, I guarantee you. If you took a poll of all the coaches in Division I football, Power 5, and all the other conferences who does not want a spring game, if it's not 100%, it's going to be close to 100% of people saying we don't want it.
No, it's just a joke.
And they also don't want to get anybody hurt. They'd be better off controlling a practice and doing a few things of that nature. So that's all you have there. It's going to be the toughest schedule that LSU football's ever played, in my opinion.
Tougher than the 2011 when they had Oregon and...
Well, you got the 2 teams that were in the national championship, and I realize forever you haven't had a national championship game, but when you throw Alabama and Georgia, they both come into Baton Rouge. Bama,
at least you got
Bama
home.
will be picked to win the West. Georgia will be picked to win the East this year. That's a guess by me, but I think a pretty, we'll call it an educated guess. But so I think you're going to, it's going to be tough. It'll be tough. University of Miami will be ranked higher than them.
Oh, yeah.
They'll beat
Auburn will be ranked higher than they are.
Mississippi State beat them by 30 last year.
Yep.
Arkansas and A&M are going to be better.
Florida's going to get better.
Florida's going to,
you got to go there again.
Ed Orgeron, it's way too early to predict how many wins, but they win 8 games. That's going to be a heck of a coaching job. Huh? What do you think?
I'm with you on
We're
that.
going to take a break. When we come back,
8-4?
we'll speak to Rashard Lawrence. We'll hear from Rashard Lawrence and some comments that he made. Still to come, a little bit down the road, 10, 15 minutes or so. Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. He was at practice on Tuesday. He'll also give you the very latest on recruiting. A few things are shaking with LSU football recruiting. We'll do all of that when we come back with more of Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Woodburners, serving South Louisiana since 1977, is a family-owned and operated company with over 30 years of experience. They're the fireplace experts, providing upscale products at an affordable price. Fireplaces, glass doors, wood stoves and stove chimneys, mantles, screens, gas logs, and tool sets. Visit online at woodburnersinc.com. Call 225-752-2590 or stop by 10510 Airline Highway in Baton Rouge.
There's only one event with high-octane energy, heart-pounding action, and non-stop excitement. Monster Jam. Presented by official partners America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses and Southern Quality Ford Dealers. Get a free ticket with a qualifying purchase at America's Best. Restrictions and additional charges may apply. Visit monsterjam.com and click on the America's Best button for more information. Coming to Raising Cane's River Center, April 6th through 8th.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Rashard Lawrence, LSU football players, got a lot of publicity this week about eating chicken and good food and all that stuff.
But be careful. He may be tilting that scale a little bit on the
They need a bigger scale
north of the
maybe.
Mendoza line.
But anyway, we got some comments from LSU defensive lineman Rashard Lawrence.
He's a good one, too.
We call him. Cool as the other side of the pillow.
He's smooth.
He's smooth dude. He really is.
We gotta just debate something with him.
We debate everything. It could be who the best team in the NBA, anything. We debate everything. But he is a smooth dude. He really is.
What's he? What kind of impact is he going to make on the team on that defensive line, do you think?
He's going to be a big impact for us. You know, I know it hurt him last year sitting out, not being able to be with us, but this year he's full go. We're looking for him to be dominant, and it's going to be a big boost for our team.
Anthony, he's been waiting, 2 years to finally play? He
Right.
Get a chance to play? What kind of impact can he make?
I feel like I'm just happy for Andre because he's out there practicing with us every day. He's getting healthier every day. I'm just so proud of him, you know, because I know how it is going through injuries, and I know for him 2 years sitting out, he's ready to make an impact, and he's been practicing his butt off, and he'll be ready to go.
You said they're really deep at that position. I guess it's just a matter of those guys making plays in games, but what do you see collectively out of the guys who can rush off the edge?
Right, we got a lot of good guys coming off the edge. You know, they're going to be fighting for playing time. You know, with all our positions, we're going to be fighting for playing time, but specifically at the B and F position, you know, they're interchangeable. So I know for them it's going to be important for them to compete every day in spring ball and fall practice, you know, to get on the field.
Back there, Devin White's going to be making a lot of tackles. Who are the linebackers around Devin who are going to start making some plays this year?
I feel like all of them, you know, they're coming down, shooting their shot, as I like to say. They coming down, you know, Michael, that's how you say his last name? Michael, he's 23, he coming down. I noticed him on film. Jacob Phillips made some great plays, Tyler Taylor. We got some young guys coming in, you know, but we know what Devin going to bring to the table, and we're looking for the other guy to step up next to him.
What does it mean to hold the offense scoreless in that first scrimmage?
It was big for us because last year with Coach Canada offense, they took it to us pretty much every scrimmage. So to kind of dominate them, it felt good. But, you know, we know today they're going to bring their A game. Thursday they're going to bring their A game. And from now on, we know what to expect from them because they're going to be coming.
What's the biggest difference playing this offense compared to last year's offense? What do you see differently on defense?
A lot less shifting. You know, it's more, coming down at you. We're throwing the ball a lot, which is encouraging to see. So, I think the biggest thing is for me is you really can't guess what's coming. It's a lot of times on first down you think and run. We're going play action pass or we going straight empty, So I think, last year we kind of knew what was coming after we figured it out, but now it's with Coach Insminger, he mixing it up good.
Fehoko said that Insminger is just going to embarrass you in the spring game. He's saving it all up for that. I think that's going to happen.
He talk a good game, but we going to see. We love going with Coach Insminger. Me and Devin White, we like to get in his head a little bit. But I know they're going to come with some fire today and the rest of spring because, after Saturday, they're going to bring the A game for sure.
Why do you think they sputtered a little bit? Is it a huge difference from last year? Is it still a big learning curve? Or?
That and, some guys on the offensive line that were starters last year are not, all the way healthy. So the biggest thing is getting everybody healthy, getting everybody on the same page with the playbook, which they know the plays and everything, but it's a new offense, and it's tough going in from a completely different offense to a new offense. So the biggest thing for them is just stay in their playbooks, and they're going to be fine.
You had to teach Brady Fehoko how to eat crawfish?
No, he actually knew. I mean, he was eating them more than me, I always wondered why, I eat so much. I gain a lot of weight. He eat more than me, don't gain a pound. So it kind of bothers me, but
yeah.
Oh well.
That's not fair, right?
It's not fair. It's not fair at all.
You still got the Reese's and Snickers combination going?
Oh yeah, daily.
What was the name for that last year?
Sneezy's.
That might be it right there.
Yep, that's it.
Does Fehoko eat those?
No, he don't eat those. I haven't seen him. I'm sure he do. I spot Popeyes though. We have Popeyes.
I think I'm seeing a little cause for why you're gaining weight.
Yeah. Don't tell Coach Moffitt that though.
Player now. He's an NFL player right there.
That guy plays on Sundays.
He's
There's
an
no
NFLer.
question about
Yeah.
that. So we'll see. And again, we get very little out of spring football practice, but there's a passion. People want to know, so if they can get even just a little something that's hits the palate of many Tiger football fans. And I don't know how many will show up for the spring game. It's nothing but a glorified practice. Plus, it's on the SEC network. So some people are going to say stay home and do that. I can tell you, I was a media coach one year for the spring game. Buddy Sanjay.
Did you throw the ball a little bit?
Coach Saban was here.
Oh.
And you want to hear a funny story since we got a minute. Buddy and I were on the staff of Derek Dooley because Saban just floated
New
around.
offensive coordinator at Missouri.
Right. So anyway, so it's late in the game. We're down by 4 points. And Derek Dooley calls a timeout. And, of course, the whole media thing, Buddy and I are right there on the sidelines listening to everything being said. Well, Saban's in the middle of the field, and we're at midfield. Big play coming up. Saban comes over to the little huddle we're in. He tells Derek Dooley, he says, run a reverse. And Dooley says, but we said no reverses in this game. And Saban used an adjective and says,
I don't care.
So what? So they call a reverse. I don't even remember who the players were. It was in 2002 or 2003. So our team goes back out there, and they run the reverse, and the guy's going up the other sideline on the east side with nobody around him. He's going to score a touchdown. Well, the other coaches start screaming at Saban, they're not supposed to run a reverse. And Saban's like, well, I can't help it if they did that, even though he had told them to do it. He threw them under the bus, I can't believe them. And he said a few other words. Sorry, you know what, would do something like that. So anyway,
I remember when Jared DiNardo tried to bring back the Magic, and they really, really, really pumped up a spring game to try and set a record. And I think they got 45,000 people. And nothing's even ever come remotely close.
10,000 at the most.
Maybe.
At this thing.
Maybe.
Here. All right, we got to take a break.
Guess who won't be there?
Who won't be there? You? Guess who? I'll raise my hand too. I'm not going to be there.
I don't want to watch
either.
that.
So anyway, we'll We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com, he'll join us. He was out at practice on Tuesday, and he's got some other information on LSU recruiting. All of that's up next after this pause on Tigers Roar.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello. Hola. Ni hao.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
We continue with Tigers Roar here on Pelican Sports TV with Jordy Holberg. I'm Tommy Chrysan. Right now, as we do each and every week, we're joined by Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. Mike, good afternoon, good evening. How are you?
Doing great.
Mike, on Tuesday of this week, you were out at the LSU football practice on the time that was allotted to the media. Give us the report. What did you see? What did you talk about? Your observations and thoughts after being at practice earlier this week.
Well, you can't help but look at the defensive side of the ball, and certainly you know there's an issue at corner. But you're looking at that defensive line talent, even with a heavy Tyler Shelvin. But, they've got some players there, and at linebacker, the safety group looks really good. On the offensive side of the ball, we were all taking our shots or having a little fun about the age of Jerry Sullivan, but he's spry and active, and that's a fun group to watch. I wish we had more time to see him work with those wide receivers. So, but you know, it's all to me boiling down to quarterback and running backs, and you know, we put out a photo gallery and had one of the guys on our message board look at the photos and saying, you know, where's the predominant eyeball test guys that you're used to seeing in LSU football players? And I don't know if he was just looking at running backs or what have you. But, I mean, look, man, Miles Brennan needs to put on some weight. I think Lowell Narcisse looks great physically. And we're hearing McMillan's really exerting himself. So, yeah, a lot of questions there, and you know. Well,
Mike, I heard you mention on Buddy's radio show when you do your weekly segment with him about what Narcisse looked like. That observation. What were some other things that maybe caught your eye?
You know, I just. I don't know if it's caught my eye, but, you know, between the interviews with the players earlier in the day and getting the kind of the scuttlebutt on how the scrimmage went last Saturday, and the offense not scoring any points, and the defensive line getting a lot of push and being in the backfield, and boy, that to me, that's a worry. I mean, but you would expect the defense to be further ahead at this point.
That's correct.
You know, to me, that's. You know, I don't know how off the deep end you should go because of what the returning starters were in that group, being able to do what they do, and then, you know, having a new offense being installed, and quarterbacks and running backs, and new, you know, a lot of new components on the offensive side of the ball. So I don't know if you necessarily want to glob onto that one too heavy because.
It's early.
I think that's to be expected.
It's very, very early putting in a brand new system. But I know that every time they step on the Ponderosa, they've got some prime-time recruits that are watching each and every day, and that's always a positive sign.
Yeah, that's you know, I keep saying you got to give the staff kudos for the continual you know, group of recruits that they have at every practice on Saturdays for junior days. You know, had a top linebacker from the state of Texas. You know, Bama LSU battle for Marcel Brooks. You know, he's a 6'3", 200-pounder. You know, then you got Noah Kane, who's been back, Emory from Destrehan. You need to get one of those two at running back to go along with Tyrion Davis. We had the Rivals camp in Houston on Sunday, and talking to some guys there that talked to Grant Gunnell. You know, LSU really looks to be in really, really good shape with him, and I don't know how long he's going to go before he ends the recruiting process altogether. I was told he's got an Oklahoma State unofficial visit, might go out west to California for a few unofficial visits. But he might not go all the way through the spring without making a commitment somewhere. And you hate when you get into that group thing, but everything seems to be pointing in a real good direction for LSU.
Well, that's good. I mean, the recruiting never stops. It goes around year-round, and we'll see another scrimmage this week for football. As Jordy said, more and more recruits are visiting and checking things out, and LSU's trying to put their best foot forward. They're going to redo the practice facility, the offices, and the weight room, a few other things.
Nutrition center getting built.
Nutrition center. They're trying to keep up with the Joneses on all that because LSU has fallen behind a good bit on some of that. Mike, still, I mean, I heard a thing the other day that they still might look at a graduate transfer at quarterback and or what could be up next year's recruiting class quarterback-wise.
Yeah, you know, I'm talking to my Ohio State guy yesterday on Rivals, and he's mentioning that they're going to have a graduate transfer. And, you know, he's saying, boy, LSU really needs to see if they can get in on him. You know, it's, you know, how many of them are there, where are they located, and how many of them are going to be really interested in LSU? And, of course, a graduate transfer means they have 1 year. You know, how do you sell them? what can you tell them that's not going to get you in trouble with the other quarterbacks that you currently have?
Exactly.
You know, a one-and-done graduate transfer doesn't hurt you at Grant Gunnell or any of the class of 2019 guys. But how much would that upset the apple cart with, you know, Narcisse and McMillan, who you really don't want to be entertaining any thoughts of transferring?
That's a good point, Mike. Mike, quickly, your comments on the conclusion of the LSU basketball season. It came to a screeching halt in Utah, but all in all, a good year for Will Wade.
Yeah, that was, boy, that you tuned into that one and you're like, boy.
Yeah, that was over in a hurry.
Not the way you wanted to end the season, but you knew it was going to be an uphill battle. LSU just has not done well on the road, and but I think everybody's just now you get all excited about that class of 2018 that he signed, and look, if baseball is going to finish in the middle of the pack of the SEC West, and football is what we're talking about, in a rebuilding situation with what Will Wade has coming in, him and D.D. Bro are the kings and queens of the campus.
Yeah, no question about that.
I mean, Beth Torina's got a really good softball team,
right,
too.
Yeah, that is right. Hey, Mike, tell everybody about TigerBait.com and why people should subscribe today, because there's always great info at TigerBait.com.
Yeah, go to TigerBait.com. We're covering all for you. Baseball, basketball. We'll be, wrapping up basketball. I think Coach Wade's going to have something to meet with the media here soon. In football, recruiting never stops.
TigerBait.com. Subscribe today. I know you will like it. I frequently visit the website. Mike, as always, good to visit with you. We'll do it again next week.
All right. Thanks, Tommy.
See you,
Thanks,
buddy.
Jordy.
All right, buddy.
All right, that's Mike Scarborough with his fine job, as he always does. That recruiting stuff, Jordy, you and I both been in the media quite a while. I've never dove into the recruiting stuff. I depend on people like Mike.
Yeah.
That, hey, man, somebody
I do
asked
too.
me this question, what's the answer?
I don't follow what people love it, so you got to give the people what they want, and they love that.
But the other thing,
everybody's great in high school.
Well, but the internet has changed that whole landscape of recruiting. Just like it eliminated the Bash by the Tiger Gridiron Club, which was a great thing for so many years. Well, now, I mean, sure, Mike gives you updates, and Mike has a little more knowledge than the internet because he's talking to these people all the time. But nowadays, anything you want to know is at your fingertips.
I think that is the toughest aspect of the coaching profession is the time spent recruiting for so many years, and then the evaluation. There's nothing given. There's nothing for sure. And you put a lot of stock in these kids, and it's your future. And some pan out, and some don't. That's the toughest part, evaluating and making sure you get the right players.
We'll take a break. When we come back, shift gears into baseball a little bit. We'll hear some comments from Coach Mainieri and some of the players as they took the SEC opening series against the Missouri Tigers 2-1. We'll do that when we return with more of Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
With his little remote, wolfing down Cheetos. I hope he don't choke between Monday night football and Friday night fights. I'm lucky if I get to see a show that I like. He never hears the phone or the doorbell ring. I don't try to understand him. It's a male thing.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Woodburners, serving South Louisiana since 1977, is a family-owned and operated company with over 30 years of experience. They're the fireplace experts, providing upscale products at an affordable price. Fireplaces, glass doors, wood stoves and stove chimneys, mantles, screens, gas logs, and tool sets. Visit online at woodburnersinc.com. Call 225-752-2590 or stop by 10510 Airline Highway in Baton Rouge.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. Tigers roar. LSU baseball took 2 out of 3 from the Missouri Tigers in the opening weekend of SEC play. That grind has begun. Of course, they'll head up to Vanderbilt this coming weekend, but all in all, a good opening weekend to go 2-1 against a good Missouri team, a team that came in with a 9-game winning streak. Here's some comments from Coach Paul Mainieri and Zach Hess about that win in Game 1 this past Friday night.
A little more difficult than it had to be. We just had so many chances to break the game open, and I don't know how many runners we left on base. 11. How many walks did they give us? 10. 11 walks. So if you add that to 5 hits, we had 16 base runners, and we got 4 runs, and we got to be better than that. Listen, their kid had a big league arm, and we knew it. He started dropping his slider in there for strikes. Those guys aren't easy to hit. But when we have opportunities, we've got to be able to take a little more advantage of it. Thank goodness, the story of the game for me was Hess. Even though he faltered there in the 7th inning by walking 3 straight guys, I thought the kid was just magnificent. He proved he's a Friday night starter in the SEC. Getting them out in the top of the 1st inning was huge. They had scored in 8 straight games in the 1st inning, and then all of a sudden we scored 2 in the bottom first. They got to play from behind, and they're not used to that, and they're playing a little bit more station to station baseball. I thought Nick Bush came in and got us out of the jam. I know 2 runs ended up scoring, but bases loaded, nobody out. I'd have traded 2 runs for him not walking guys and making him swing the bat, and he got the outs that scored runs. I thought he just did a terrific job, and then of course in the 8th inning, and I thought Bain was awesome again in the 9th inning. So all in all, it was a good win. I didn't think we played poorly at all. I think Hal Hughes made a clutch play right there at the end. I just think we need to take advantage of our opportunities and get those runs in when we have a chance. We've got to figure out a way to do that. And we just left too many guys at third base with less than 2 outs. Fortunately for us, Watson stepped up and got a big hit to just give us a little bit of breathing room there in the 9th inning, and that was huge.
You guys haven't played a lot of close games, like how they handled those late game situations?
Yeah. It feels like we've played more close games. The final scores maybe haven't been so close, but the games were close throughout the duration until maybe late in the game. So our kids, we've talked enough about it. The SEC, this is SEC baseball. You're going to have 1-run games, 2-run games almost all the time. So you better have the poise and the composure to be able to handle it. And boy, I thought the young kid made a terrific play there at the end of the game against a really speedy runner. Backhanded that ball, got rid of it so quickly, threw a strike to first base. That was awesome.
How important was Watson's hit, finally getting something with runners scoring position to give you guys
a 2-out RBI? Yeah, we did it the hard way because we had a chance to get him in before that. We had a first and second situation. I put on a hit and run, and unfortunately one of our runners missed the sign, and we ended up hitting into a double play. I thought they were going to have a wheel play on, and the middle would be open, and Hal, was just learning how to bunt, and I thought we had a better chance of putting the ball in play on a hit and run than we did him getting a bunt down, especially if they had a wheel play on. And unfortunately, one of the runners missed the sign, and so the runner at first base didn't go, and easy double play. So, it was good that Watson stepped up and got that big hit for us, gave us a little breathing room there in the 9th inning, especially when their leadoff hitter ended up getting a base hit to start off the 9th. That ball hit the ground, didn't it?
Apparently.
Yeah, our guys all thought it did, and I just didn't want to go replay it because I didn't want to ice Bain. He was in a groove, he was throwing good, and if you go replay the play, it's going to take 5 minutes, and now your pitcher's out there standing, getting cold. And I was pretty confident that even though Chouani made a great play, I thought the ball hit the ground, and most of the guys in the dugout did as well. So that's why I didn't challenge it, and I think it helped Bain stay in a rhythm out there.
Did you give any thought to pulling Hess after the second walk in the second?
Well, sure, yeah, but AD and I talked about it. We both thought he still had it in him. He was still throwing hard. He wasn't missing by a lot, and I tried one more batter. It didn't work, but who knows what would have happened if I'd have brought somebody in that situation. Boy, that was the ultimate second guess question. Thank you, Luke, for that. Yeah, you're welcome.
Was the game always try to wait out that kid, Montez, in the early innings?
It wasn't necessarily, because he walked a lot of batters in his first start, but his last 3 starts he hardly walked anybody. And when you make guys take pitches against a guy throwing in the upper 90s, boy, you're really putting them in a difficult situation. But once I saw that his command was off, this is a big stage for anybody, and this kid didn't pitch a lot early in his career, but give the kid credit. Once he got through that first inning, I thought he settled in pretty nicely and showed how difficult he was to hit. I mean, he's got a good arm, and he was dropping that slider in there and made it difficult for our guys.
Has Bain kind of had that swagger when he comes in to close the game?
Bain's got swagger in everything he's doing, Jacques. He's my idol. I love him. Yeah, he's Roy Hobbs right now for me.
But just that closer mentality that when he comes in, that's kind of...
Yeah, but I mean, I think batting fourth in the lineup, getting plays at first base. He's hitting, he's running the bases. He's a senior. I mean, he's as confident as kid as we have on our team right now. You give him the ball in the 9th inning, there's no doubt in his mind he's going to get the job done. He was terrific in every way.
Concerned where you were 4 weeks ago after the first series of your pitching. You got to feel.
Who said I was concerned?
Yeah. You got to feel
Ron, I knew after 4 games there was no way we had the worst pitching staff in the history of LSU baseball, which is what we looked like after 4 games. I knew there was nowhere to go but up, and you got to give our kids an awful lot of credit. They didn't hang their heads. They just got more determined. Our pitching coach is terrific. He kept working with those guys. A good mixture of challenging them, but also believing in them and showing confidence in them. And now, our pitching, I think, has become a strength of our team. Yeah, Zach Hess, after that first outing, everybody was wondering, after a whole winter of wondering, whether or not he could really be a starting pitcher. And I think Zach Hess is clearly a Friday night starter now in the SEC, and he's going to give us a chance to win every Friday night. He was terrific. And I told him, I said, look, just flush that 7th inning from your mind, because for 6 innings you were absolutely dominant out there, and let's dwell on that. Okay? Anything? All right.
Was it all just kind of the same, even though it's kind of technically a bigger stage, first Friday night, SEC?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think anything was too different. They obviously have a very good ball club, and they're an SEC caliber team. They played a great game, and it was tight pretty much the whole way through. But we gutted out some tight situations, and just glad that we got the win tonight.
How do you feel like you did out there tonight?
For the most part, I didn't have my best stuff, and just kind of had to battle through some things. But was able to walk out of there and keep our team in the game. So as long as we got the win, that's all that matters to me.
Did the inning when the bases got loaded, did that kind of happen kind of fast? You guys were kind of cruising along, and all of a sudden you were in jam there.
Yeah, a little bit. Was missing with some pitches. They were just off the plate a little bit. Could have gone either way with some of the calls, but he thought they were balls, and so I obviously have to be better than that. But you got to give credit to Nick Bush for coming in, bailing me out of that situation, and preserving the lead. So he was big for us tonight.
You kind of look at Bain as being a little bit like you last year, coming in with that swagger to close games out?
I don't know what you call it, but he's a closer, and he's coming in, he's getting the job done. So Bain's our guy, and he's been huge for us this year, especially at the end of the game. So we need him to keep doing what he's doing for sure.
All right, a little baseball for you. We'll take a break, come back, get a little more baseball for you here on this week's edition of Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Event with high-octane energy, heart-pounding action, and non-stop excitement. Monster Jam, see Gravedigger, Mutant Super Soda, and more. Presented by official partners, America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses, BKT Tires, and Southern Quality Ford dealers. Tickets start at $15. Coming to Raising Cane's Ritter Center, April 6th through 8th. For tickets and details, visit monsterjam.com today.
Accord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Accord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Accord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Accord Eye Clinic, Vision Source. You have a question
well,
for me.
you know, LSU wins the Friday night game against Missouri. Then they
disaster
implode in the eighth inning and lose that one. So they're trying to win the series. Is Mikael Hilliard the biggest surprise of this LSU baseball season?
No question.
I mean,
they thought he had a chance to be good. I mean, Pitt Central was a state championship when they upset West Monroe in the title game. Yeah. I was there for that. And
was short, not a very big kid.
Kind of tall, thin, very thin. He's got to gain some weight, and I think he will. But he's got a great curveball. You know, they got this TrackMan thing now that most colleges have, and it checks the spin rate on the ball. He's got a higher spin rate than Alex Lang had, and we know Lang had a pretty good curve.
Yeah.
He's got major league spin rate on his curve, for those that know what that means. You know, so if he can develop the other things, it's great that he's got Alan Dunn as a pitching coach. I mean, he is the surprise. Nobody on earth thought he'd be 5-0 and starting Sunday in the SEC before this season began.
That's right.
But you know the old saying, Jordy, be ready. When you get the opportunity, be ready.
Take advantage
physically
of it.
And mentally when your name gets called. Yeah. That goes for 10-year-old baseball, basketball, soccer. Be ready when your name's called.
So practice,
physically
practice.
Yep. So that when you get that chance,
and he has.
Brant Broussard got the chance. They weren't expecting him to hit what he's hitting right now. He's leading the team in hitting.
Right.
But he made the most of that opportunity.
Absolutely.
And then with how Hughes is doing, who knows what's going to happen when Josh Smith gets healthy again. You just stick him back out there when these other guys are doing so well?
Yeah, they're going to put him back in there.
Yeah, they're going to get him back in there. But I mean,
where and who do they take out and what adjustments?
To answer your question, yes, Mikael Hilliard has been the surprise
That's what I thought.
of this team. A very good surprise and with a huge upside going forward.
He's been terrific.
All right, as you mentioned, with him getting his 5th win of the year after a little bit of a rain delay, Zach Watson also had a big game after having back spasms earlier in the week. Here's some comments after Game 3, which was the series-clinching win by Paul Mainieri's Tigers.
Like that in the first inning, and then to go out there after that and throw 5 shutout innings and really dominate them. It just shows you what a winner the kid is. I mean, he's a great competitor. He's got ability, and you're confident when he's out there on the mound. And then I thought our bullpen was absolutely phenomenal as well. Man alive, AJ came in and gave us an inning. We'll talk about that in a second. Nick Bush was amazing. And if we make the play to start the inning, then Bush, maybe it's easy. We couldn't get Harris out all weekend. My God, every time the kid swung the bat, it seemed like he was hitting the ball 105 miles an hour. And, it would have been nice to see him batting with 2 outs and nobody on base, but it got interesting then. And then, of course, we're trying to get ahead, and Meisner hit that ball out, a good hitter. But like I told Austin Bain, the true test of a closer is to get the last out before they tie or take the lead. It doesn't really matter how pretty it is. And really, what I'm going to dwell on is he went 3-0 to that last hitter and came back and got him. 3 straight strikes. It might have even been more if I don't remember if there were any foul balls. But, so all in all, I thought our pitching was phenomenal. We had a few clutch hits. Our base running was awful. And our defense was okay. I mean, Twanny put on a clinic in right field, but we got to make a play, in the 9th inning. And earlier, Hal hung back on a ball and hesitated, and he knows what he did wrong. But, overall, it was a good, solid win. We won the series. I mean, in this league, you better win your home series if you want to compete for anything. And I don't know the scores in the league where I know Mississippi State got swept and Kentucky got swept. Did the other team, Auburn, Texas A&M?
Last I saw, A&M was up on them.
Auburn, it was 2-1.
Okay, and wasn't there another game that was potentially a sweep? I don't remember. Anyway, my point is the majority of the teams are either going to be 2-1 or 1-2. And so, it was important for us to win today, but it's hard to sweep series in this league. And, we came up short yesterday when, I don't want to rehash that game, but I was real proud of the guys that we came back out on Sunday, and even with the delay, and, McHale had warmed up totally to start the game and then had to go wait an hour and warm up again, which is not an easy thing to do. And I still thought he was throwing the ball good in the first inning. I don't think that really had any effect, but he just some bad luck, seeing eye singles. But anyway, we'll take the win and enjoy a day off tomorrow.
That Watson was really the catalyst on offense.
You didn't even know this, but Watson missed practice on Thursday with a back spasm. So I wasn't even sure until Friday that he was even going to be able to play. And got to give all the credit in the world to our trainer, Corey Couture, who just did some very aggressive treatment to get him ready to go. I wasn't even sure until about noontime on Friday that Watson was going to be able to play. And fortunately, he did. And even this morning, Bo Jordan woke up today with a terrible stiff neck. I wasn't even sure he was going to be able to play. And Corey used the magic fingers on his neck and got him to go as well. So, it's pretty fragile. Sometimes it's a little harder than maybe you guys even think it is.
How do you get a read on Hilliard when it looks like his body language and facial expression never changes?
Isn't he something? I mean, he's got ice in his veins, that kid. I know what kind of confidence that he possesses because I've been around him long enough to know his personality. And I keep saying it, Scooter, but when a kid pitches his team to a state championship, he thinks he's pretty good. And I'm not going to tell him any differently. He's a confident young man out there, but I don't think he acts brash, and I don't think he acts cocky, doesn't show up his opponents. I mean, he does it the way you're supposed to do it. A lot of inner self-confidence, and it's pretty unflappable, and he kind of raises his game when he gets in difficult jams. I love him.
Coach, collectively, your outfield, I think they got at least 2 or 3 standing ovations today, the catches they make out there, the ground they cover.
Having Watson back in center, James was alluding to him, I'm sure, offensively, but having him back out there in center and being able to put 20 back in right field, it's a huge difference for our team. We're just so used to fast outfields, and hey, Bo Jordan made a phenomenal play too, and he's not the speedster of the 3, I can assure you of that.
He did steal a base.
Yeah, little delay. Yeah, I saw him. I gave him a delay steal. We tried to catch him by surprise. We caught him by just enough surprise, I think.
What are the odds going in that Bo and Bryce both have a stolen base in the game?
Did Bryce have one as well?
Yes.
Which one did Bryce have?
He danced around the tag.
Oh,
Someone
that's right.
swung through a hit and run.
That's right. I forgot about that one. Oh, it was the ball in the dirt where the kid scooped it on the pitch to Cabrera. The ball bounced in front of the plate. I couldn't believe that catcher scooped that ball. I swallowed my Adam's apple when I saw that happen, figuring he was going to be out by a country mile, but worked out for us okay. But yeah, our outfield just played tremendously out there. Watson and especially Chouaney and Wright saved the game really with a couple of those catches.
Kind of sounded like you were about to say something about Labus.
Oh, I was just going to say that today was his bullpen day. So I talked to AD this morning and I said, look, instead of just throwing a bullpen, let's let his bullpen be to warm up and let's see if he can get us through a quick inning. Because, after that display of bullpen work last night, that you're a little bit short-handed down there. So I thought it was a good plan, and Labus did what he did and gave us an inning. He'll still be able to start on Wednesday and be fine.
Is that when somebody's using their bullpen day in a game, do they not go into that with their usual stuff?
No, they do. And it'd probably be harder to do because the intensity in the game is more so. But for Labus, who's a strike thrower, and he's not going to just try to overpower you, I think that was easy for him. 16 pitches, hardly broke a sweat, really. And he just, normally his bullpen would be about 35 pitches, maybe 40. So if you figure it took him probably 20 to warm up, 15 to 20 to warm up, he threw 16 in the game. It's really just about the same thing. And with 2 days rest, I think it's a good thing. If we were playing on a Tuesday and he's scheduled to pitch on Tuesday, I don't know if we could do it. Although these games are obviously the more important ones, so we'll see.
First inning for McHale, it was kind of like, he kind of had some bad luck. Bouncing balls that just kind of made their way to the outfield and so forth, huh? Falling behind 2-0, the job he did to come back.
Oh yeah, I mean it's baseball. I mean they came out, they got a couple of scrappy hits. I mean they got a couple good hits too. I mean they put the hits together. They got 2 runs in the first inning, and I mean McHale didn't give up on himself. He stayed composed. He didn't show any signs of, oh man, I can't do this. But he kept doing what he was doing. He kept pounding the strike zone, and to come back behind him after them scoring 2 runs and scoring a run in the first and a run in the second, I mean that gives him a lot of confidence to go up there and keep pitching. And I mean we just had a lot of good hits the whole game and a lot of good pitching, I mean, too.
Yeah. Defensively, you guys in the outfield, you're covering a lot of ground. Antoine had a running backhanded catch over here, and Bo had some small hops out in left field.
Yeah, I mean, me and Twan, and I mean, Bo's a good player. He's going to play hard. He's going to try after every single ball. He's going to bust it. I mean, he's going to bust it to the wall. He'll run into the wall and try to knock the wall down before he gives up on the balls. And I mean, me and Twan in the outfield, Twan made one heck of a catch against the wall. I mean, he was almost falling backwards before he even caught it, and then he wasn't even on his feet, I don't think. So, I mean, I've seen Twan make so many good plays, and I mean, he's a great outfielder.
Your niece was the guest announcer today. Did that give you some extra motivation behind the plate?
I mean, yeah. I think my mom told me before the game that she was going to be, and I was like, all right, that's exciting. And then I got up there in the 4th inning. I was like, hey, she gets called my name. That's pretty awesome, and I'm glad she gets to do that, and it's something that she'll never forget. And I really wanted to go up there and get a hit for her, but turns out I wasn't able to. But I think she still enjoyed it.
I always feel bad for the junior announcers who get 3 up and 3 down. That's just not right, huh?
I know it. It's a heartbreaker for them because I mean you know they want to stay up there as long as they can, but I mean sometimes it happens.
Have you ever had a junior announcer and you guys score like 5-6 runs and you want to say, hey, bring that little kid back next time?
I don't think we've had. I'm not sure if we've had a long 4th inning.
Yeah, maybe not this year, but in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your take on the overall, first SEC weekend, you clinched the series win. What's your overall take on it?
I mean, I think we came out, we played really good baseball. I mean, there's always improvement. I mean, you can't be perfect when it comes to baseball. I mean, just a couple small things. I mean, a couple errors that we can't have, but I mean, this game, it didn't hurt us too bad, but it made it a lot closer in the last inning. But I mean, your hitting's always got to be good. You still got to work on your pitching. I mean, everything to me looked good, and there's still a lot of improvement for everybody. But I mean, we came out with a win, so I'm excited.
Coach Paul Mainieri and those LSU baseball Tigers coming up, a tough one. They're tangling with Tulane as we speak, but this weekend.
You know the answer. Last 9 games in Nashville. How's LSU done?
1-8.
1-8. Is that good?
No.
Not good at all.
Tulane's won 4 in a row going into Wednesday night's game. And again, they're tangling now. We don't have a final score for you. But
I congratulate Skip Bertman for that because he elevated the play in this state across the board. And every team is good.
All right, we're going to take a little break, come back, and we open the show talking about the passing of Pelicans and Saints owner Tom Benson. We got a couple of video clips to share with you. Some people very close to him making comments. Dennis Lauscher, the president of the New Orleans Saints, and Hall of Famer Ricky Jackson. We got a couple of those things we'll share with you right after this pause on Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
It's time to find out the truth about health insurance.
True or false? I can't get health insurance because I missed the open enrollment period. False.
If you had a life change such as moving, getting married, having a child, or a job loss, you are eligible to buy a new policy.
I don't have a life-changing event, so I can't get health insurance. False.
You can purchase affordable short-term policies even if it's not open enrollment.
I have to spend hours shopping around for an insurance policy that's right for me. False.
Call Healthcare will connect you with licensed agents that do the work for you, comparing hundreds of options, making sure you get a policy that fits all your needs at the best price.
Call now and we'll connect you to a licensed agent that will answer all your questions. The call and the service are free, so what are you waiting for?
Call Healthcare, getting the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Call now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Tigers Roar, we mentioned at the beginning of the program about the passing of Tom Benson at the age of 90, owner of the Saints of the Pelicans, New Orleanian, billionaire, richest man in the state of Louisiana. Jordy and I made some comments like everyone else has. Here are some interesting comments from the president of the New Orleans Saints and someone that was very close to Tom Benson in the business matter and as a friend, Dennis Lauscher.
Mentor, friend, humanitarian, philanthropist, champion, commitment, loyalty. Those are some of the words that come to mind. The one thing that Tom Benson was a master at doing was bringing stability to instability. And whether it was the two organizations, the Saints or the Pelicans, there's instability. And you know, you look at where he found his success, oftentimes he found it in instability and changing things, whether that was a dealership, whether it was a television station, whether it was a blighted building. He had a remarkable sense of being able to see where problems existed, to like I said, identify the problems, come up with a plan and fix the problems and come to the desired solution. I was an auditor here. One of the first days of work for me as an accountant was coming out to the Saints and performing a salary cap audit. And back then, the salary cap was in its infancy. And in many respects, I was given a book and said, learn the book, because this is what you're going to be auditing. And that's how it started for me, and that's how the relationship started. As time passed, and as I continued to be the auditor, I had the opportunity to meet him once or twice. And so when the CFO position opened up, and he began interviewing folks, I was very privileged and honored to be interviewed. And we had a lot in common. We were both accountants. We both did audits. He knew football a lot more than I did, but we knew the salary cap. You know, I knew a little bit about car dealerships, and you know, we both had attended Loyola. You know, other than him being a Brother Martin guy, me being a Jesuit guy, you know, it was a pretty good relationship. He absolutely demanded you being your best. He absolutely demanded on not taking shortcuts. I mean, it was truly remarkable, and he was, like I said, he mentored me, and I've been honored and very lucky to have the opportunity to work with him. It's funny, I mentioned being a graduate of Jesuit High School. Two things we talked a lot about when I was growing up, and that one was being a man for others, and the other one was for the greater glory of God. And I would tell you, he exemplified those two things in everything that he did. Everything that he did, he tried to be a man for others, and it's something that I think about a lot. It's the way I try to live my life. And again, we can, you know, talk about financial matters, we can talk about football matters, we could talk about building matters, but at the end of the day, he taught me to stay true to that value of being a man for others, being there for other people. I mean, it's the way we should all live. It's the way we should live in this community. We should always give back. We should always looking out for those who are less fortunate. We say that, we talk that. You hear people talk that way, but he lived it. You know, I hope, not just for me, but for all of our employees, for all the people he touched, I truly hope that they are inspired by that. I truly hope that they feel the same way. What strikes me as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, you know, you often hear the word, you know, people who said, God, he was lucky. And, you know, you've always heard the saying that, you know, luck is when, preparation meets opportunity. And man, that was Tom Benson. He was always prepared. He was always prepared. Whatever it was, he was always prepared for the challenge. And so when those opportunities did pop, man, he was all over those opportunities, and he was able to take advantage of it. I mean, I think his biggest message, certainly to me, certainly I know to Mrs. Benson, certainly to the executive staff, certainly to the coaching staff, certainly to every staff we have in this company, is continue on investing in our future, investing in our city, and investing in our organization so we can bring championships. At the end of the day, he often said the best thing we can ever do for our community is win. We can give a lot of money, we can invest in a lot of businesses, but at the end of the thing that truly is the fuel, the spirit of New Orleans, is when we win. And I think what the fans need to know is that he truly, truly, truly did it for the city. He truly did it for the fans. There was nothing that made him happier than seeing smiling faces in the stands. When we had a packed house, I mean, that made him so happy. And it wasn't a financial packed house. It was because everybody was enjoying themselves. You know, everyone's helping the team win. You know, everyone's pulling in the same direction. You know, we talk a lot about this community. We talk about inclusion. We talk about diversity. I mean, our games are magnificent that way, and he would point that out. Everybody in the city's there. You know, it didn't matter if you were white, black, Hispanic, young, old, man, woman. It didn't matter. Everyone was pulling in the same direction, pulling and trying to get that win. And I mean, that was so important to him. And, you know, whether it's football or basketball or his businesses, he always wanted to be pulling in the right direction, and even in horse racing.
Well said for a Jesuit boy.
Yeah,
well said.
Jesuit boy.
Dennis is a good man.
A Holy Cross guy here, but no, and he knew Mr. Benson as well as anyone
no
did.
Question.
You know, as a friend, and as a business person, and as he said some very
business
good things
and
there.
business as usual, and that's terrific. Mr. Benson laid down the foundation and the groundwork, and this organization, I'm sure, will run as smoothly now. Under the leadership of Gail.
Yeah, you got to hope for that.
Yeah.
All right, also a former Saint player, one of the all-time beloved Saint players, a member of the
Dome
Hall of
Patrol.
Fame. Ricky Jackson. Yeah, Ricky Jackson was present at the public portion of the funeral this week, and they caught up with him for some comments. Here's old number 57, Ricky Jackson.
did a whole lot. That's why, you know, he got the beer, the Cadillac company, the Mercedes company. So, you know, he about #1 in the city, you know, and the state really for, you know, being, keeping Louisiana going.
Ricky, didn't he introduce you at the Hall of Fame?
Yes, he introduced me, you know, he was #1 for me.
Ricky, how good do you feel about the future of the franchise? Do you think everything's going to be, you know, a lot of people are asking questions about that right now. How do you feel about the long-term future? You still feel good about it, right?
I still feel good about it. I think, you know, they're going in the right direction. I mean, they, you know, they got some good people over there working, and I think that, you know, his wife, she kind of understands what's going on. So I think that she want to win, and that's what the whole thing, Mr. Benson wanted to win. So I think they'll try to do whatever they can to win ball games. And that's the key to it. You can see some of the moves that they're making, that they're trying to win ball games. And that's the whole key. As long as you're trying to win, you know, you can't go wrong with that.
What did you remember about when he first came in? You were here when he first arrived. Could you tell things were going to be different?
Yeah, I mean, I know things were going to be different, and I mean, because he wanted to win. Just like when I first met him, the first thing he tried to do was get me to get into the car business, and, you know, for after football and stuff. And I went a couple of times, but it wasn't for me. You know, those guys were different animals. So I know right there that, you know, he was trying to win.
What else do you remember about when he took over?
A lot of people was involved, and they weren't involved that long. I know that much. I mean, so, you know, he was always trying to, you know, get the Saints and get it right.
Saint greats, Ricky Jackson. We'll take our final.
He's like his hat, by the way.
Come on, Ricky. We'll take our final break of the evening, and we'll come back and put a wrap on this week's edition of Tigers Roar with Jordy Hultberg. I'm Tommy Christ, and spread the roar. We'll be right back.
Rest in peace, Mr. Benson.
Woodburners, serving South Louisiana since 1977, is a family-owned and operated company with over 30 years of experience. They're the fireplace experts, providing upscale products at an affordable price. Fireplaces, glass doors, wood stoves and stove chimneys, mantles, screens, gas logs, and tool sets. Visit online at woodburnersinc.com. Call 225-752-2590 or stop by 10510 Airline Highway in Baton Rouge.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
We continue with Tigers Roar, putting a wrap on things this week. And
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16 NCAA tournament. 4 teams will punch a ticket come Sunday night to head over to San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Jordy, your thoughts as we roll into the Sweet 16? I kind of like Villanova, Kentucky. What do you think?
I think Kentucky has a clear-cut advantage to get to the Final Four. I love the way Duke's playing. I love the way Villanova's playing. I would love to say Texas A&M. My heart wants A&M, but my pocketbook says Michigan.
I'm gonna pull for those Aggies.
Oh, I'm pulling for them. I want to see.
Actually, I had them beating Michigan in this game in the only part of my bracket that's worth talking about, and that was part because of my friendship with Billy Kennedy, Don Maestri.
I like the SEC doing well.
So anyway, it's going to be exciting.
Who you got? You got Nevada or the Ramblers of Loyola Chicago?
Eric Musselman and Johnny Jones.
I am too. The pack.
And of course, there's going to be an upset somewhere. There's going to be a buzzer beater. There's going to be some free throws made or missed. I mean, you're going to get all of that.
Leonard Hamilton, this is not a revolution. All right, it's not. These kind of things have happened before.
I know what I want to
They have. And Florida State's going down. Yes.
Okay. 16 beats a 1. First time in 132 tries. The guys at CBS, in my opinion, got a little wacky. Called it the biggest upset in college basketball history.
Villanova over Georgetown.
Chaminade over Ralph
Sampson. North Carolina State over Phi Slama Jama.
Chaminade was an NAIA team and beat Ralph Sampson and about 4 other NBA guys. But that's the biggest upset.
Maryland, Baltimore County. I can honestly tell you, I'd never heard of them. The Retrievers. I'd never heard of them.
I'd heard of them, but, but hey, as soon as they won the game, I saw on Twitter, this was really clever, really quick. I'm talking within minutes. It said a number 16 seed has never lost in the second round.
That's right. Very good. And you know what was
really
even
clever?
Also as clever? UMBC stands for You Must Be Cinderella.
It had stood for something else,
about
too.
that?
Can I say something? What else it stood for?
Yeah.
You my bitches, Cavaliers. I don't know if I can say that on TV.
Well, you just did, big fella. You just did. So what the heck?
Anyway.
This is cable, right?
Yeah. Anyway, we got, I read that off the internet.
Marty said it's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, we got LSU at Vanderbilt, 1-8, their last 9 games up there. And what did Marty say?
Nothing.
He's the floor director.
Hey, he
Can
knows.
we get him a mic?
He knows all. I wish we could get him on camera once. Ratings might go through the roof.
No, he won't put Peggy on. Then we'd be out of luck there. But anyway, LSU tough one in Nashville against Vanderbilt.
Wow.
It's getting wacky. Good thing there's less than a minute to go.
Good luck to Dee Bro as her SEC gymnastics team up in St. Louis for the SEC Championship.
Go win it.
Number one seed, go get it.
They got the preferred rotation. I'm pulling for Dee Bro and the LSU gymnastic team. All right, as we tell you each and every week, you can get this at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account at Pelican Sports. It takes a lot of people to put this show together each and every week. On behalf of everyone at Pelican Broadcasting, we certainly appreciate you watching, you spreading the roar. That's Jordy Hultberg. I'm Tommy Kreisman.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks to Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. We'll talk to you again next week.
It's time to find out the truth about health insurance.
True or false? I can't get health insurance because I missed the open enrollment period. False.
If you had a life change such as moving, getting married, having a child, or a job loss, you are eligible to buy a new policy.
I don't have a life-changing event, so I can't get health insurance. False.
You can purchase affordable short-term policies even if it's not open enrollment.
I have to spend hours shopping around for an insurance policy that's right for me. False.
Call Healthcare will connect you with licensed agents that do the work for you, comparing hundreds of options, making sure you get a policy that fits all your needs at the best price.
Call now and we'll connect you to a licensed agent that will answer all your questions. The call and the service are free, so what are you waiting for?
Call Healthcare, getting the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Call now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.